Sonic's channel.
Hey fans, Mykle the Human here, and welcome to part 5 of the Sonic Generations playthrough, and today we have Tails86 with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Cool. And right now we're going to be doing the boss battles of the first era. And what are your thoughts on this game? Do you have this game? Like, have you beaten it? Just tell us stuff. Tell us what it is about you.
Well, for one, I have beaten it, and I also got it on day launch when it first came out, and I remember seeing like tons of trailers about it and tons of just people saying like it's going to be the greatest Sonic game that they've ever made because it takes everything that they took from the very first game all the way to the newest game, which was Sonic Colors, and thankfully they didn't add any of the Sonic storybook stuff because that would have just been yeah.
And then they would have given, if they did that, we'd get classic Sonic with a sword or something like that.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But otherwise, yeah, I have the game and I have beaten it, and I think it's an amazing game. I would, however, have changed just a couple things about it. Number one, should have been more Sonic 3 and Knuckles stages, and I would have liked see special stages instead of just having so whenever you're taking out a boss. Sorry if anybody that hasn't already played this game, if that's a spoiler for you, but I would have liked it if they had special stages like how they had in the handheld version.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I agree though that it does need more stages from like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I actually would have liked it if they had at least one extra stage from each game, from each game series that they put on here.
I agree.
Like if we had an extra Sonic Adventure stage, an extra Sonic Adventure 2 stage, all that stuff, that would have been nice. Like it would be nice if down the road, if they released the all the stages that are on the 3DS version.
I agree.
Or something like that. As DLC. This is one game I wouldn't mind seeing extra DLC for, and that I would actually pay for.
I would if they added something interesting to it. If they didn't just do like oh hey, we're just gonna pass game up and just a couple other things. But I would have also liked to see maybe some other remixes of other Sonic music, because I know they chose a lot of good music, but there were a couple other ones I would have liked to see, like maybe some remixes of some of the older Sonic 2 stages. And just like a lot of the older stages. I mean, I don't have anything against the newer stages of Sonic games. It's just I grew up from the classics, and seeing all the classics that they had on there, it just was very eye-popping to me. Because whenever I grew up as a kid playing a Genesis, I used to just love the stages all the time, and I still have my original copies on my Wii and my 360, and I play them every so often. And I just love the stages though on those.
So what are your favorite remixes on here?
Open Your Heart for Sonic Adventure, because that one was just amazing. I loved every bit of it from beginning to end. Escape from the City for the classic, I've heard some people were disappointed in it.
I have no idea why.
I actually like it. I actually like...
Yeah, that one's actually like my favorite track in the game.
I do like some of the mixes of the classic ones too, like the Chemical Plant Zone. I love that one. Green Hill Zone, of course, was pretty good as well. Not as good as the original, but it was also good. And Speed Highway was also really good. Speed Highway was also really good.
The classic Speed Highway music, that one's one of my favorites as well. I also really like the classic Green Hill Zone remix. I like the beat that they put on there.
I agree. I'm kind of in a way, if they went ahead and did this, it wouldn't have bothered me. I will admit that the Sonic 06 music is not like amazing, but if they had made the Sonic 06 just instrumental, I wouldn't have minded it.
What do you mean?
Like I actually like I actually like the instrumental
Oh, are you
version
talking
of
about
Sonic
his world?
06. I like the instrumental version.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
No,
Crisis City.
I'm talking about just mostly any of the music from Sonic 06 is not terrible. I mean, some of them are actually okay. Some of them are okay, but if I were to have chosen his world, I wouldn't have chosen the version that they chose. I would have done the instrumental version. Because, I mean, I don't have anything against rap music or nothing like that. It's just, to me, Sonic is more of a techno bass and a little bit of rock, but I mean, I don't know why they went ahead and went with like a rap style with that, but I mean, what can you do, right?
Now, it would have been cool if they had added more playable characters on here, like Tails and Knuckles. If they
Exactly.
especially classic Knuckles. I don't understand why he's not on here, but I never really had a problem with having multiple playable characters. They just needed to tone it down a little bit.
Exactly.
Just make it a few playable characters instead of throwing all these different characters on people at once. Like in Sonic Adventure, a lot of people seemed okay with it because that was like their first time doing it. But then in like almost every Sonic game, we ended up with a ton of characters, and it was always introducing a new character, and then it just became
way too
much.
repetitive in a way.
And
It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to add another character, then we need to add another character and another character. I think honestly, between the entire Sonic series, it should be only 3 characters, and then you can have the other characters like maybe NPC characters that you can talk to. Like, you should only have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles as playable characters. And then you could have like Vector and like all the other characters like SBO and all of them just basically have like an NPC character just to talk to. And I could have dealt with that. I could have dealt with that a lot better than having to play as some of the characters. But I mean, in all honesty, I think it should be just the main trio: Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails.
Now, I do enjoy using Shadow every now and then, though, especially in Sonic Adventure 2.
Exactly. Shadow was also really good in Sonic 2, except for when you played Shadow the Hedgehog
Yeah.
with guns and language.
Which didn't make any sense at all, because it's still, even though it's starring Shadow, it's still a Sonic game. It's a Sonic character, has Sonic characters in it. It's still Sonic's universe. I don't understand why they added language into the game, because no matter what the rating is going to say, kids are still going to get it, because their parents will see that it does have a Sonic character in it, so they would say, what's wrong with this game? There's nothing wrong with it. It's still Sonic, so
Exactly.
I don't understand why they would put language in Sonic games. Sonic is supposed to be a family-friendly game.
Exactly. And then there's a lot of people that go ahead and say that Sonic has been overused more than he should be, that they should just do away with the entire series. I honestly do not believe that. I just believe that around the time when SEGA was making a lot of their games, I believe they were having like a mental block that they just couldn't come up with any good ideas. But I mean, after the last like 3 games that we've had coming out, Sonic Colors was one of them, Sonic Generations, and then we're about to have Sonic 4 Episode 2. We have 3 good Sonic games back to back, and I'm thinking that's a step in the right direction for not only just SEGA, but for Sonic Team to start listening to their fan base again, to know that, hey, we are making these games the way that it's supposed to be. We're not just throwing stuff in there just to go ahead and get a quick buck, because they know that that's not how they're going to be able to make money. SEGA needs the money to be able to make good games, and they know that they have to do it by making good stories, good gameplay, and they have to make it traditional for not only just casual gamers, but for hardcore gamers as well. So it kind of blends in really well how they did that, and I'm really surprised on how they did Generations, but still would have liked to see extra deals.
Yeah, I don't know if they will end up releasing DLC down the road. They had DLC on Sonic Unleashed of extra stages, so I'm still curious as if they're ever going to come up with anything for this game as well.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I'm also very fond of the characters that they have now for the voice actors. They have Sonic having a much deeper voice than how they did in the Sonic X series, and I can guarantee a lot more now that Tails' voice is a lot better than in Sonic X.
Yeah, he doesn't sound quite as much like a girl.
Exactly. But he still has a good voice for his age, though, in the same way for Sonic and Knuckles, and even Shadow has a. I mean, Shadow's is not like amazing like how it was back in the older ones. In the same way with Sonic, like the Sonic one from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was really good, but I mean, it still sounds a lot better than the Sonic X ones.
Yeah.
But
all right. Yeah, that's about it for part 5 of the Sonic Generations playthrough. Thank you very much, Tails, for joining us. And do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, if you guys want to, you're more than welcome to come check out my YouTube website at youtube.com/Tails86. I do unboxings, reviews, and lots of other content, so feel free to check it out. And Mykle, thank you for having me.
No problem. Alright, thank you all for watching. This is Mykle the Human. See you guys next time.